but a community volunteer by passion. I've been long involved in organizations like the PAL Center in Auburn, Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and actually for this august organization for more than, well, actually a decade, I've been serving on the Economic Growth Committee for it. I care about this community and I want to see it cared for well. I want to be an advocate for Auburn in Augusta. And there's several things that I want to work on while there, but I only have 2 minutes, so I'm going to focus on one, and it's something that's been coming up frequently at the doors, and it's people are scared. They're concerned about whether they're going to be able to heat their homes this winter. They're concerned about whether they're going to be able to put food on the table. They're concerned as to whether or not they're going to be able to pay for vital prescription drugs. So anyone who's telling you that state government's going to be able to solve a global phenomenon of rising costs and inflation, they're not telling you the truth. State government can't solve these problems. They can make things a little bit better. There's a couple of ways in particular that they can make things better. We can expand eligibility for home energy assistance. A couple of other folks have talked about that. That's something that we can do on a bipartisan basis to work together to serve Mainers. We can also support the low-cost drugs for seniors programs. That's something that we can give more aid to so that folks are able to not have to make the decision whether they eat or heat the home. They don't have to make the decision whether they eat or take prescription drugs that they need. So, there's a couple of things I want to work on. Very happy to have this opportunity to talk to you. Hit me with your gotcha.
Thank you. Go ahead. You jumped right in. There won't be any questions tonight. I don't run that kind of show. As you can see, there is not another candidate present tonight. We did not get a response back. So I guess the first question I would ask is, what is your second or third most important policy issue? Yeah, go ahead.
So I didn't think that this was going to be something that I was going to going to Augusta to need to do, but we've been put in a situation where we need to continue to protect freedoms of people in the state of Maine. One of those is reproductive freedom. Unfortunately, the U.S. Supreme Court has put us in that position, and so that's certainly something that I would prioritize.
Thank you. You also, I think you have about 20 seconds left if you'd like to, yes.
Sure, so a third one, something that I've been concentrated on for a long time is transparency in government, particularly local and administrative government. I've, as an attorney, dealt with the Freedom of Access Act. I think it's a vital tool. It needs to be sharpened somewhat so that we can all get together and see what our government is doing when it's doing things.
Thank you. You noted in your remarks a desire to achieve policy that have bipartisan support.
Yeah.
And it's a really kind of fundamental piece of what I'm hearing businesses concerned with when there is a partisanship to the policy making and creates an unstable or unpredictable business environment. It's one of the biggest concerns that we hear in the chamber from our members. So what would you take to nurture a bipartisan environment? What steps might you take? What might you do?
So one of the things that was omitted from my biography, because you only gave us 2 minutes, was I served 2 terms on the Auburn City Council, and I guess I'm old now because that was several years ago, and it felt like government at the local level is less partisan. It's a space where people leave politics at the water's edge, come together and solve local problems, and that's sort of, I was shocked to find out what the parties are of the city councilors that I would agree with, and the parties are of the city councilors I disagreed with were often mine. And so, you know, I think we can bring that to Augusta. It may be naive to believe that we can do that, but I think there's certainly some benefit to going in with that naivete. I really like Laurel Libby, who's sitting next to me over there. We have fun, we joke with each other. I think I can have those relationships with almost everybody in Augusta, and I think when we leave that partisanship at the door and walk in and make agreements with each other and treat each other like human beings rather than what you see on the news, that we can actually achieve bipartisan solutions. There are places like Ricky LaChapelle was saying, we're going to disagree. That's fine. It's okay to have disagreement. Just, we don't need to kill each other over it.
Thank you. Folks, a round of applause for State